Martha, we're going to turn to immigration now, and I want to bring in Governor Kasich, because you told us in an ABC interview, Governor, quote, "It is completely ridiculous to think that we're going to go into neighborhoods, grab people out of their homes, and ship people back to Mexico." Adding, quote, "That's not where the party is. The party is not for deporting 11.5 million people." But Mr. Trump and Senator Cruz, who've made deportation central to their campaigns, top the national polls. So my question for you, are you not where the voters are?
Well, you know, David, I've spent a lot of time here in this state, as I mentioned earlier, and we have to have practical solutions, just like we were just talking about a few minutes ago on North Korea. Look, the situation is we need to finish the border. It has to be completed. Just like we lock our doors at night, the country has to be able to lock its doors. And we can have a guest worker program where people can come in and out in an orderly way. And then for the 11.5 million that are here, if they have not committed a crime since they've been here, I believe they ought to pay some back taxes, pay a fine, never get on the path to citizenship, but get legalization. It is not, I couldn't even imagine how we would even begin to think about taking a mom or a dad out of a house when they have not committed a crime since they've been here, leaving their children in the house. I mean, that is not, in my opinion, the kind of values that we believe in. And secondly, I think at the end of the day that Americans would support a plan like this. I think Congress would pass a plan to finish the border, guest worker, pay a fine, a path to legalization, and not citizenship. And we've got to get this done. And I will tell you this. Within the first 100 days that I am president, I will put that proposal to the Congress, and I will tell you, as a former congressman and an executive in Ohio, I can promise you that I believe you'll get the votes to pass that, and we can move on with that issue and protect our border.
Governor Kasich, thank you. I want to bring this next to Senator Cruz. You heard what the governor said. He said we need practical solutions. And you've said, I don't intend to send jackboots to knock on doors. That's not how we enforce the law for any crime. So what is your plan? How will you deport 11.5 million undocumented people? And be specific. How would you do it?
So in terms of a practical solution, I've laid out the most detailed plan for solving illegal immigration. It's 11 pages, single-spaced, chapter and verse. It's on our website, tedcruz.org. In short, what we're going to do, we're going to build a wall. We're going to triple the Border Patrol. We're going to increase, and actually, since Donald enjoyed that, I will simply say I've got somebody in mind to build it. We're going to increase fourfold the fixed-wing and rotary-wing aircraft so that you have technology monitoring an attempted incursion to direct the boots on the ground where they're occurring. We're going to put in place a strong E-Verify system in the workplace, so you can't get a job without proving you're here legally. We'll put in place a biometric exit-entry system on visas, because 40% of illegal immigration comes not over the border illegally, but people coming on visas and overstaying. We will end sanctuary cities by cutting off taxpayer dollars to any jurisdiction that defies federal immigration law. And we will end welfare benefits for those here illegally.
But let me just ask you this, though, because Governor Kasich was talking about the families and what you do with the families that you'd have to send home. Can you tell the American people tonight how you would do that?
What you do is you enforce the law. You know, under the Constitution, the president has an obligation to, quote, take care that the laws be faithfully executed. Federal immigration law provides if someone is here illegally and is apprehended, they are to be deported. We saw just this past week the head of the Border Patrol Union testify before Congress that President Obama had given the order to the Border Patrol to stand down, not to enforce the law. That is wrong. I will enforce the law. And for everyone who says you can't possibly do that, I would note that in 8 years, Bill Clinton deported 12 million people. In 8 years, George W. Bush deported 10 million people. Enforcing the law, we can do it. What is missing is the political will. And when they were deporting the people, the border wasn't secure, so they'd come right back. Once you secure the border, enforcing the law will solve this problem, and that will benefit American workers.
Senator Cruz, thank you. I want to bring in Senator Rubio. This question is about immigration.